Pickup truck, well, even the average pickup truck now is going to be crossing over that $50,000 barrier.
Trucks people paid tons for last year are about to hit bargain bin prices, and the clock is running out. Hidden engineering flaws, sudden market shifts, and quietly increasing failure rates are converging all at once. Manufacturers won't announce it, but technicians see it every day. And for anyone buying, selling, or owning a pickup, the impact will hit your wallet harder than you think. So, which models are collapsing fastest? Why did these problems stay buried for so long? And what happens when the December freeze sends prices crashing even lower? Watch till the end, cause now could save you thousands. Chevrolet Colorado. The moment truck owners thought the mid-size market had finally stabilized, the Chevrolet Colorado stepped forward as the unexpected warning sign of what happens when a redesign outruns its own reliability. Once praised as a balanced blend of daily comfort and work-ready grit, the Colorado has spent the years since 2019 battling a wave of mechanical setbacks that now threaten to crush its resale value by December of 2025. Early drivers of post-redesign models began reporting erratic transmission behavior, hesitations, slipping gears, and delayed engagement that appeared without warning. What initially seemed like scattered complaints soon revealed a broader pattern tied to torque converter degradation. Technicians documented cases where fluid contamination and converter wear triggered cascading failures, leaving owners staring down repair estimates that frequently exceeded $3,000. For a truck positioned as an attainable, dependable choice, those numbers signal a painful shift in ownership economics. Compounding the issue is the Colorado's growing reputation for premature rust formation. Undercarriage components, bed supports, and even door seams have shown corrosion earlier than expected, particularly in regions with harsh winters. While rust concerns may seem predictable for older work trucks, the troubling part is how soon these signs appear, sometimes within the first few years of ownership. Such visible decay not only undermines structural confidence, but slashes long-term resale projections. The interior, often overlooked in reliability discussions, has also raised concerns. Owners continue to cite fading trim, rattling panels, and inconsistent infotainment responsiveness. These issues might seem minor individually, but collectively, they shape the perception of a truck built to a shrinking standard. Perception drives value as powerfully as performance, and auction data already reflects a measurable decline tied to this model's reputation slide. As buyers and analysts brace for December, one thing is clear: the Colorado's fall is not slowing. And if this mid-size staple is slipping this fast, wait until you see the next pickup, whose decline is tied to a design gamble that never paid off: Honda Ridgeline. In a segment defined by brute strength and traditional truck DNA, the Honda Ridgeline now stands as the quiet reminder that comfort alone cannot shield a pickup from a looming value collapse. Once celebrated for its smooth, car-like ride and clever unibody engineering, the Ridgeline entered the years after 2019, positioned as the thinking driver's alternative to boxy, body-on-frame competitors. Yet, as December of 2025 approaches, mounting data shows its resale trajectory bending sharply downward. A growing share of owners have begun reporting strain under towing conditions that should fall well within the truck's advertised limits. Though Honda lists a towing capacity near 5,000 pounds, many drivers describe sluggish climbs, gearbox hesitation, and temperature spikes during moderate hauls. Symptoms technicians often trace to drivetrain stress amplified by the unibody design. When the transmission begins exhibiting jerky shifts under load, repair estimates frequently climb past $3,000, reshaping what should have been an affordable ownership experience into an unexpected financial liability. Durability concerns extend beyond the drivetrain. The composite bed, initially marketed as a corrosion-proof innovation, has shown vulnerability to deep scratches, dents, and deformation under repeated use. Suspension components, designed for comfort rather than punishment, show accelerated wear when tasked with rugged terrains that traditional trucks handle with confidence. Owners report creaking joints, early bushing fatigue, and cabin vibrations that intensify well before the odometer rolls past significant milestones. Even the Ridgeline's technology, once seen as intuitive and cleanly integrated, has struggled to keep pace. Lagging menus, frozen displays, and intermittent Bluetooth instability increasingly appear in service reports. These soft failures contribute to a broader sense of aging and impression that grows more powerful as competitors deliver rapid advancements year after year. With all signs pointing toward steep December markdowns, the Ridgeline's slip raises a critical question. If a comfort-first pickup can fall this quickly, what happens when we turn to a mid-sized truck whose value crash is tied to far deeper mechanical turmoil? If this breakdown is already helping you stay ahead of the market, make sure you like the video, subscribe for more weekly truck insights, and share your thoughts so we know which models you're watching closely as values continue shifting. GMC Canyon. Long before the market began trembling with uncertainty, the GMC Canyon had already started sending quiet signals that something deeper was unraveling beneath its polished exterior. Once positioned as the refined sibling of its mid-size competitors, the Canyon earned early praise for its blend of sleek styling and everyday usability. Yet models produced after 2018 have increasingly revealed performance inconsistencies that now threaten to drive December 2025 resale values into steep decline. Owners across multiple regions have reported delayed acceleration followed by sudden surges, a pattern technicians often attribute to torque converter instability within the transmission system. When this component begins to degrade, the truck can exhibit shuddering at low speeds, erratic shifts under load, and in severe cases, outright transmission failure. Repair costs regularly climb beyond $3,000, a figure significant enough to deter both new buyers and used market shoppers alike. Engine temperatures have also become a recurring concern. Several models have experienced overheating tied to inadequate thermal management or manufacturing defects in the cooling system. For drivers, the symptoms appear suddenly: rising temperature gauges, loss of power, and, in worst-case scenarios, total engine collapse. Rebuilding or replacing a modern engine can exceed many thousands of dollars, turning a mid-sized truck marketed for dependability into an unpredictable financial burden. Compounding the Canyon's mechanical struggles are worrying safety issues. Reports document hydraulic brake system inconsistencies and anti-lock braking malfunctions that undermine confidence during emergency stops. These failures may not occur every day, but their potential severity weighs heavily on resale projections as buyers grow more risk-averse. With owner frustration rising and market analysts forecasting accelerated depreciation, the Canyon's fall from favor is gaining momentum. And if this mid-size contender is already sinking under the weight of mechanical uncertainty, wait until you see the next entry. A once-trusted full-size legend now grappling with problems that cut straight to its core identity: Toyota Tundra. For decades, the Toyota Tundra stood as the quiet juggernaut of the full-size segment, a truck whose reputation for longevity seemed untouchable, until the most recent redesigns exposed vulnerabilities that even loyalists never expected. As the calendar inches toward December of 2025, data trends now show a surprising dip in confidence surrounding this once unshakable nameplate, setting the stage for one of its steepest value drops in years. One of the Tundra's most troubling issues has been excessive oil consumption, reported in models built after 2020. Drivers describe hitting routine mileage intervals only to discover unexpectedly low dipstick readings, a symptom often linked to piston ring irregularities or thermal stress within the engine. When left unaddressed, this condition accelerates internal wear, pushes owners toward early rebuilds, and introduces repair bills that can soar beyond $3,000, an expense that quickly erodes the truck's famed cost of ownership advantage. Equally concerning is the wave of turbocharger complaints tied to the latest powertrain configurations. Under heavy towing or steep inclines, some owners experience sudden power loss, warning lights, or complete turbo failure. These breakdowns not only compromise safety, but also undermine the Tundra's long-standing reputation as a dependable hauler capable of tackling tough jobs without hesitation. Technology, once an afterthought in this segment, has also become a pressure point. Slow-responding infotainment systems, laggy interfaces, and limited feature sets place the Tundra behind competitors, investing aggressively in modern driver assistance tools. In a market where capability and innovation drive loyalty, such stagnation becomes a measurable liability. With mechanical concerns rising and resale analysts predicting softer demand, the Tundra's decline is gaining speed. And if this full-size legend is already struggling to hold its ground, wait until you see the next truck, a bold newcomer whose financial instability threatens to send its value spiraling even faster. Lordstown Endurance. Long before the Lordstown Endurance ever reached the hands of early adopters, whispers of uncertainty were already swirling around the factory floors, where this ambitious electric pickup was born. Marketed as a bold leap into the future of American work trucks, the Endurance arrived with promises of rugged utility, cutting-edge engineering, and a clean energy mission meant to challenge the industry's established giants. Yet, as December of 2025 approaches, the data tells a much different, far more troubling story. The largest shadow hanging over the Endurance is its reliance on unproven technology. While the concept of hub motors and streamlined electric architecture captivated enthusiasts, real-world testing has exposed inconsistencies ranging from abrupt power delivery fluctuations to significant battery performance swings in cold weather. Owners have reported charging irregularities, unpredictable range drops, and onboard diagnostics that fail to pinpoint root causes. These symptoms raise questions not only about longevity, but also about the truck's fundamental readiness for daily use. Financial instability within Lordstown Motors compounds these technical red flags. Over the past few years, reports of cash shortages, production delays, halted assembly lines, and leadership turnover have shaken buyer confidence. For many prospective owners, the looming fear is clear. If the manufacturer falters, what happens to warranty support, replacement parts, or long-term service availability? In the automotive world, uncertainty is a depreciator more powerful than any mechanical flaw. Production setbacks have only amplified the decline. Missed deadlines, reduced output, and scattered quality control issues have created a perception that the Endurance is more prototype than polished product. Auction analysts already anticipate that this truck will face some of the steepest value drops of any electric pickup entering the winter market. And if a futuristic newcomer is already teetering this dramatically, wait until you see the next truck, an aging, full-size contender whose outdated design is dragging its value down even faster. Ram 1500 Classic. Long after its competitors embraced modern platforms and advanced technology, the Ram 1500 Classic remained frozen in time, a familiar silhouette, clinging to nostalgia, even as the market evolved around it. While its old-school charm once appealed to buyers seeking simplicity, the passing years have exposed cracks in its value proposition, setting the stage for a dramatic resale slide as December of 2025 draws near. The most glaring issue with the Classic is its outdated engineering. Built on an older generation platform, it lacks the structural refinements and safety advancements now standard across the full-size segment. Owners routinely report vague steering, underperforming stability control, and braking responses that feel sluggish under load. These shortcomings not only diminish driving confidence, but also contribute to lower safety ratings, an undeniable factor in shrinking resale demand. Mechanical reliability has also become a recurring point of frustration. Stalling episodes, delayed transmission shifts, and intermittent power loss have appeared in service records with increasing frequency. Repair invoices can soar past $5,000 when major transmission components fail, transforming what once seemed like a budget-friendly work truck into an unpredictable investment. For drivers who depend on consistent performance, these issues erode trust quickly. Inside the cabin, the Classic shows its age even more dramatically. Basic plastics dominate the dashboard, seat comfort lags behind modern standards, and the limited infotainment system feels out of place in a world where rivals now offer extensive digital suites. While the truck's simplicity may appeal to purists, its dated interior diminishes appeal in a resale market increasingly driven by tech expectations. As analysts project deeper December price cuts, the Classic's slide appears inevitable. And if this veteran of the segment is losing ground this rapidly, wait until you see the next pickup, a diesel-leaning heavyweight whose mechanical misfires have left even its most loyal supporters questioning their loyalty. Nissan Titan XD. Before the market fully understood the risks of blending light-duty comfort with heavy-duty ambition, the Nissan Titan XD stepped forward as the bold experiment meant to bridge the gap. At launch, it promised the muscle of a bigger truck, with the convenience of a smaller one, drawing buyers who believed they had finally found the perfect middle ground. But as December of 2025 approaches, mounting evidence reveals a truck buckling under the weight of its own promises. The diesel-powered configuration, once the XD's flagship advantage, has become its Achilles heel. Owners across the country report recurring turbocharger failures marked by sudden drops in power, surging exhaust temperatures, and warning indicators that appear without clear cause. These failures are often traced to stress within the exhaust gas recirculation system, which can clog under heavy loads. When this domino effect collapses entirely, repair totals frequently exceed $5,000, an expense no owner expects from a truck positioned as a work-ready powerhouse. The XD's build quality issues deepen the decline. Interior rattles, misaligned panels, and premature wear on trim pieces create an impression of inconsistency, far from the durability buyers associate with serious towing machines. Exterior paint chipping and early signs of corrosion compound owner frustration, especially for those who rely on their trucks for rugged, weather-exposed work. Safety concerns have also cast a long shadow. Recalls tied to airbag deployment failures and steering inconsistencies have shaken driver confidence. When a truck struggles with the fundamentals of control and collision protection, resale values inevitably suffer. Analysts now project that the Titan XD will face severe depreciation heading into the winter market. And if this ambitious diesel experiment is already sinking under mechanical strain, wait until you see the next mid-size contender, one whose engine and transmission troubles have pushed longtime fans to the breaking point. If you want the rest of this countdown and every future warning the moment it drops, subscribe now. The next few models reveal trends that could reshape your buying decisions. And staying subscribed ensures you never miss critical updates when the market shifts. Ford Ranger. Long hailed as the scrappy mid-size pickup that could do it all, the Ford Ranger entered the modern era with sky-high expectations, only to find itself grappling with a series of mechanical setbacks that now threaten its standing in the resale market. As December of 2025 approaches, analysts warn that the Ranger's value trajectory may be slipping faster than any of its recent predecessors. The most persistent issue surrounds the transmission system, a component that should symbolize reliability in a truck built for daily grind and weekend adventure alike. Instead, owners are reporting fluid leaks that leave dark puddles beneath the chassis, clunky gear transitions that jolt the cabin during acceleration, and slipping gears that can rob the truck of power at the worst possible moments. These problems, often traced to internal seal failures or valve body inconsistencies, can lead to repair bills pushing past $3,000, an unwelcome surprise for any mid-size buyer. Engine reliability concerns reinforce the growing unease. Some drivers have experienced oil pump malfunctions severe enough to trigger catastrophic engine failure, while others report turbocharger inconsistencies during highway merges or uphill climbs. These symptoms disrupt trust in a truck marketed as rugged and trail-ready, reshaping long-held perceptions about the Ranger's durability. Inside the cabin, quality issues further erode confidence. Scratched plastics, early wear on seat bolsters, and intermittent rattles create an impression of a truck aging before its time. When paired with mechanical uncertainty, even these cosmetic frustrations accelerate depreciation. As used, market shoppers increasingly favor models with cleaner long-term records. With owner reports mounting and resale indicators trending downward, the Ranger's once sturdy reputation is facing its toughest test yet. And if this mid-size icon is already showing cracks, wait until you meet the next truck, a rugged off-road star whose hidden flaws are catching even its most devoted fans off guard. Jeep Gladiator. The Jeep Gladiator arrived with fanfare worthy of a Hollywood debut, blending the rugged spirit of a trail-proven icon with the utility of a midsize pickup, a formula many believed would redefine the segment. Yet as December of 2025 approaches, the Gladiator's shine has dulled under the weight of persistent mechanical flaws and escalating ownership costs, pushing its resale value into a downward glide. One of the most serious concerns involves the transmission system, especially in heavily used or off-road oriented configurations. Owners report delayed shifts, abrupt gear engagements, and sudden loss of power during steep climbs or highway merges. These symptoms frequently lead to full diagnostic overhauls, and when major components fail, repair totals often pass $2,000. For a truck marketed as trail-ready and adventure-proof, such shortcomings strike at the heart of its identity. Inside the cabin, the Gladiator reveals more compromises. Excessive road noise, rattling interior panels, and loose trim pieces frustrate owners who expect durability from a brand celebrated for conquering harsh landscapes. These seemingly small annoyances become more pronounced over time, especially during long highway drives where the constant vibration erodes ride quality. Compounding the problem are safety-related setbacks. A widely publicized recall tied to defective clutch pressure plates affected tens of thousands of units, raising concerns about sudden stalling and increased fire risk. For a vehicle whose legacy is built on capability and confidence, such safety lapses weigh heavily on consumer trust. Resale analysts now predict that the Gladiator will face significant depreciation through the winter season, driven by a combination of repair frequency, recall history, and shifting buyer expectations. And if this off-road hero is already struggling to hold its value, wait until you see the next pickup, a mid-size veteran, whose quiet mechanical failures have begun reshaping perceptions across the entire segment. Nissan Frontier, long considered the dependable underdog of the mid-size pickup segment, the Nissan Frontier built its legacy on simplicity, durability, and a no-nonsense driving experience. But as the market barrels toward December of 2025, even this long-standing reputation is being tested by emerging issues that threaten to push its resale value into a sharper decline than analysts first anticipated. One of the Frontier's most persistent challenges involves transmission behavior in models released after the major redesign. Owners report hesitation when accelerating from a stop, abrupt gear engagements, and unpredictable surges that disrupt confidence during highway merges. These symptoms often stem from software calibration inconsistencies or premature internal wear, leading to repair bills that can rise beyond $3,000 when deeper transmission work is required. For a truck known historically for low-cost ownership, this shift is both surprising and unsettling. Steering drift has also become a widespread complaint, particularly at higher speeds. Drivers describe a subtle yet persistent pull that requires constant correction, an issue typically traced to alignment instability or variability within the electric power steering system. While not always catastrophic, this quirk undermines the truck's sense of control and introduces new concerns for buyers, scanning used listings with caution. Interior durability further influences resale projections. Over time, owners have noted fading trim, rattling panels, and accelerated seat wear. Though these flaws may seem cosmetic, they contribute to a perception that the Frontier's latest evolution did not fully match the build quality expectations set by its past generations. With competition growing fiercer and buyer standards rising, market analysts now believe the Frontier may face deeper winter depreciation than previously forecasted. And if this once reliable workhorse is already losing ground, wait until you meet the next full-size contender AE truck whose mechanical troubles strike directly at the core of American pickup tradition. Chevrolet Silverado 1500. For years, the Chevrolet Silverado 1500 stood as a cornerstone of American trucking culture, a symbol of strength and reliability that seldom wavered. But as December of 2025 approaches, even this legendary nameplate finds itself confronted with a rapid erosion in buyer confidence, one driven by mechanical setbacks, safety concerns, and mounting ownership costs that are now reshaping its position in the resale market. Among the most pressing issues are the widespread transmission problems tied to the 8-speed automatic configuration. Owners describe hard shifts, gear slipping, and unpredictable lurching at low speeds, all symptoms frequently linked to torque converter breakdown or faulty hydraulic control systems. Repair totals can surge past $3,000. And when multiple components fail simultaneously, they may exceed $5,000. Such expenses have pushed many longtime Silverado loyalists to reconsider the truck's once trusted long-term value. Rust formation has also emerged as an unsettling trend. Drivers in snowbelt regions report accelerated corrosion appearing on undercarriage components, rocker panels, and even structural mounts. While some level of oxidation is expected in work-intensive trucks, the rate at which it develops on certain recent Silverado models has raised serious concerns about durability. Once rust compromises structural integrity, resale value drops sharply, sometimes faster than the market can adjust. Compounding these setbacks is an alarming history of brake system defects, including a high-profile recall in which tens of thousands of units required immediate repair. Owners described soft pedals, inconsistent braking pressure, and warning indicators that triggered without explanation. Even after recall work, some drivers continue to express hesitation regarding the truck's stopping power. With reliability, questions stacking up, and resale analysts bracing for another winter slide, the Silverado 1500 faces one of its toughest seasons yet. And if this American icon is struggling to hold its ground, wait until you face the #1 pickup sales champion, whose looming value crash will catch almost everyone off guard. Ford F-150. Few vehicles in American history carry a legacy as towering as the Ford F-150, a truck so deeply woven into daily life that its dominance has spanned generations. Yet as December of 2025 approaches, even this long-standing sales champion faces a convergence of setbacks that threaten to drive its resale value into one of the steepest declines the model has seen in decades. At the center of the storm are mounting concerns surrounding the latest engine configurations. Drivers have reported intermittent timing-related failures, abrupt loss of power during acceleration, and erratic idle behavior symptoms, often linked to cam phaser wear or lubrication inconsistencies. When these issues escalate, engine repairs can climb beyond $5,000, placing immense financial strain on owners who once trusted the F-150's reputation for dependability. Electrical system instability reinforces these concerns. Service records point to sporadic battery management malfunctions, sensor miscommunication within the engine control unit, and dashboard errors that appear without clear triggers. These electrical irregularities may not always result in immediate breakdowns, but they introduce uncertainty, an element that weighs heavily on a vehicle's resale trajectory. Potential buyers scanning used listings increasingly opt for models with cleaner electronic histories, amplifying depreciation for troubled production years. Rust complaints across frame rails and bed supports are shaking confidence, driving steep auction and trade-in drops even for lightly used models. As the F-150 faces rising repairs, fading reliability perceptions, and tougher competition, its expected winter value crash raises a pressing question. How will buyers adapt to a shifting truck landscape? If this breakdown opened your eyes to what's really happening in the truck market, drop a comment and tell us which model caught you off guard. Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss the next report. Your support helps us keep exposing the trends manufacturers stay quiet about. Thanks for watching, stay alert, stay informed, and I'll see you in the next one.